channel. Doesn't cost anything. Yeah, it's all there at CoreyTalks.com, our website. Links and the like as well. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. A lot on the slate, including some Valentine's Day makeup gift cards. I didn't do anything wrong. Guys that are in the doghouse instead of the penthouse. If you would have gone to the Woodhouse, like I told you, and grabbed a day of relaxation gift card and some goodies from the lobby area, like candles, bath salt, moisturizer, that type of stuff that she loves, you'd be in the penthouse. Instead, you got her like a weed eater. Or worse, nothing at all. That puts you in the outhouse. No bueno. Now, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gifts, and it's rain. Expected to roll in like around 8. I mean, right now it's just totally overcast. Now, little humid, kind of dankish out there. Anyway, around 8 o'clock tonight or so, expect some rain. It could be heavy, and it goes overnight to like 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's what's predicted by the meteorologists. So some heavy overnight rain. Cold weather's coming. Like I said, 60 right now. Tomorrow morning, it'll be 53. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, it'll be 38. And then Thursday morning, 32 degrees with a 46. Friday starts off at 31 degrees with a high of 48. Maybe rain on the weekend. Those are South Shore temperatures, by the way. You North Shore folks are going to be in the 20s on Thursday and Friday morning. Maybe by Wednesday night in the 20s. Muy frio. Yeah, on the North Shore, especially the triple P gimmick in play. Triple P. Pipes, plants, but mostly take care of the. Are you kidding me? U.S., Russia meet to discuss the Russian-Ukraine war. Secretary of State Marco Rubio meeting his Russian counterpart in Saudi Arabia. Now, Zelensky in Ukraine's right. I'm glad you guys are talking. Go for it. But unless we agree to the terms, there's going to be no ceasefire. And if the United States feels compelled to pull their weapons, then we'll have to go to Europe. Zelensky's calling for like a European army, a unified European army. Now, I don't get, I swear, this I just don't get. And I'd love some Trempster to explain it to me because I want to know. And I'm just telling you, I don't get it. Why would you go into negotiations saying that Ukraine's not going to get all their territory back? I mean, you're acknowledging it's their territory. Ukraine's not going to get all their territory back, and Ukraine's not going to join NATO. Why would that be said to start talks? And don't tell me Russia wouldn't come to the table unless that was starting. You know, that was a starting point that had to be acknowledged, or Russia wouldn't even come to the table. Then what did the U.S. get? What did Ukraine, more importantly, get? What was Russia conceding if the U.S. right away? I've never heard of a negotiation like that. Yeah, Ukraine won't be joining NATO, and you're not getting. They're not going to get all their land back. Okay, let's talk. I think Zelensky's like, no, want to join NATO. NATO's already hinted about Ukraine joining NATO down the road, not the opposite, not joining them. And Ukraine wants all their territory back, not just the Donbass. Not going to settle for just the Donbass, and Crimea's Russia. Ukraine wants it all back, so we'll see where that goes. No, that international story, like going into a negotiation and conceding a few things, I don't get that at all. It reminded me locally about the city council saying, hey, NOPD, we're at a post-terrorist attack mode. Tier 1, level of police protection. We don't need to enforce these rules about no tents and ladders too close to the curb and blocking off areas and people bringing sofas and couches. I know that's the law, but don't enforce that. And we're going to let the public know that so they know they're going to be protected from the terrorists. I mean, no one was concerned about that. Look at the Super Bowl. The police presence and effort was there. No one was worried about the presence or effort, and everything worked out fine. Hopefully, Mardi Gras, the exact same thing. But the council telling the police, hey, don't enforce these laws, tell citizens to put the ladders by the curb, block off an area, bring a sofa. It's just, I just don't, why wouldn't you just keep that secret with the police? Hey, guys, unless it's just obnoxious and over the top, don't go after the tents and the sofas. We gotta protect the public, right? Why mention that publicly? Why concede that? It's just weird. Speaking of the police, the NOPD released that February 6th police shooting video from the police cameras, Poland Avenue at Claiborne. Have you checked it out? It's on my Twitter, at Corey Johnson. 3 police firing shots at this white Altima. Were they justified? I think so. 766-98480. We'll talk about that when we return. Get your take. Plus, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count them, 5 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward for more than 125 years. Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Monterey, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City, Bienvenue in Harahan, and Old School Deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young, 288-8381. Online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer and more prosperous city for all residents. Reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
David Insurance Agency. Auto, home, business. 504-556-0009. David, INSagency.com. David Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. David, INSagency.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's. One magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Carahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway, across on Airline Highway at LeVar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Uh-oh. I'm getting a text from my sister. Mom wants to know if you want this flatware. Knives, forks, things like that. Hey, I'm appreciative, believe it or not, because the stuff I have at my house, it could easily use an upgrade. So I'm not complaining. Mom wants to know if you need this flatware. I'll have to get back in touch with my sister after the program at 6 o'clock. Yeah, my mom's 94 years old, still drives. We just renewed her driver's license in December. It expires when she's 99 and 51 weeks old. She'll be a week shy of 100 when her driver's license expires. Hopefully, she'll still be driving. I'm hoping she'll still be driving. Mentally sharp, physically there. You know, she's tiny. She's like 5 feet tall, like 100 pounds. So she's super small in size and height. Anyway, yeah, she's got some goodies that my sister obviously turned down. It was for her first, and maybe even my other brother second, and then finally me. And it might have gone to my other sister and other brother, but they live in Virginia and London respectively. So anyway, nice. Kevin in Old Battery sending me photos of Britney Spears, bald. And it looks like she's got an umbrella and she's about to like smash it into a car. And Kevin, Corey at CoreyTalks.com. She is in better shape than you. I don't even know what that means. Reminds me of Juiced Up Jimmy in Lafayette who emails us, Corey at CoreyTalks.com. Scary. Like in his house, snaps a photo of me on television. What was yesterday? He sent me an email. Let me see if I can find it from Juiced Up Jimmy. I mean, it was something about I didn't brush my teeth. Oh, no hair gel, a hoodie. Yeah, I had on a hoodie yesterday. No hair gel hoodie. Did you even brush your teeth today? Totally letting yourself go. Clean up your act, fruitcake. Fruitcake, like it's Christmas time. And the old fruitcake. Anyway. Thank you, Juiced Up Jimmy, for that yesterday. And thank you, Kevin in Old Metairie. Britney Spears is in better shape than me. Wow. Me no comprende. I don't speak Spanish. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. I want to learn Spanish. Miss Peach is fielding your phone calls. I've got not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5. Count them, 5 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. They seem to be very building related. Building related. Tallest building in New Orleans. That seems pretty easy. 766-9480. Which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? Which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which hotel in the region has the most rooms? That could be a trick question, could be the same answer to both. Question 2 and question 3 might have the same answer. Then again, maybe they don't. Which hotel on the Gulf Coast in the region has the most rooms? Which local New Orleans building has a 10-acre roof. My God, the roof is 10 acres. Which New Orleans building has a 2-acre roof? A 42-acre roof. 766-9480. 766-9480. GQ on the North Shore. Emailing us, Corey at Corey Talks. Incorrect on both, GQ. But I like your thinking. The city, I think, of New Orleans, I want to say, has 4 1,000-room hotels. 1,000 rooms or more, 4 hotels. And they're about to have a 5th. In about 4 or 5 years, that Omni on Convention Center Boulevard will probably get green lighted. Green lighted? I think that's right. Not green lit. I think green lighted. Anyway, there are 4 hotels that have 1,000+ rooms in New Orleans. Which one is the largest? So I'm looking for tallest building in New Orleans. Question number 1. Which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? Which hotel in the region has the most rooms? Which building in New Orleans has a 10-acre roof? Which building in New Orleans has a 42-acre roof? I'm like, what? 42 acres? 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, Lebanon's Cafe's open right now. It's 60 degrees. Outdoor dining under the green awning, under the oak trees on the streetcar line. What a great place to get dinner. What a great place to get dinner. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton and Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Convenient uptown. Obviously, the Carrollton Riverbend section, that's the neighborhood it's in. Convenient to Mid-City. You folks in Old Jefferson and Old Metairie, less than 5 minutes away from where Causeway and River Road meet. So however long it takes you to get to Causeway and River Road from Old Jefferson, Old Metairie, like a couple of minutes, it'll take you about 4 more minutes to get to Lebanon's Cafe. Carrollton and Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Get some lamb chops, some shish kebab, Middle Eastern sides. They're open till 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe. This is kind of a cool little area, I think. I dated a girl a long time ago, and her grandmother had this like farm in Ama, right past Avondale. And it's sort of in a sweet spot. Like, it's not Destrehan, which is modernized and cul-de-sac neighborhoods and, new homes, nice neighborhoods. It's not Destrehan. It's closer to New Orleans from Destrehan, but in a way it's harder to get to because it's in between the UEP Long Bridge and it's in between the Luling Bridge on the West Bank. But this girl right on River Road had a huge farm. The farmhouse was the house was in the middle of this, probably 20, 30 acres. And it was 25 minutes from the Dome, 30 minutes from the Superdome tops, like 30 minutes tops. And it was just, pretty cool. Like you're in the country and you're in Metro New Orleans. Let's head to the phone lines, 766-9480. Merrill joins us in Ama. What's happening, Merrill?
How you doing today?
Doing well, man. I think Ama's underrated.
Quiet little.
Yep. I hope it stays that way. I guess you got to keep it a secret, huh, Merrill?
Please do. I'm just kidding. We'd love to have more people, but like you mentioned, land is scarce. And we're doing the best we can with what we have.
How far from your house to the Dome? How long does that take?
It's probably about a 35-minute drive.
There you go. What's on your mind, Merrill?
You asked me, or you asked the viewing audience earlier about a couple of questions, and I was wondering would the 40-acre roof happen to be the Montreal Convention Center? Just taking a stab at that.
Wow, what a great answer. I wonder how many acres that roof is. That's a hell of a good guess, man. That building is 0.6 of a mile long. It's more than half a mile long, the Montreal Convention Center, from one end to the other. So you jog it or walk from one end to the other, and you back and forth. You walked over or ran over 1 mile. I'm going to figure it out. I like your answer. It's got to be dozens of acres making up that roof. That isn't the answer to the 42-acre roof, but boy, Merrill, I like your thinking. So I'm going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate.
Oh, well, I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, man. Hang on, all right?
Thank you. Enjoying the show every day. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're right. I appreciate you enjoying the show every day, Merrill. Stan joins us in Canberra. What up, Stan?
What's up, Corey?
How are you?
The previous caller just stole my thunder.
Uh-oh, you still there? You still there, Miss Peaches?
Let's go with the second question. How about the Superdome?
What about the Superdome?
Was it at 10 acres?
I had two questions. Which NOLA building had a 10-acre roof? Which NOLA building has a 42-acre roof?
I'm going to go with the Superdome for one. I can't imagine another one bigger than the convention center.
So what the dome is 10-acre roof or 42?
Oh, 10.
Yep. Well, you said that quickly, and you are correct.
Yeah, you wrong.
Yeah, you right.
Ding, ding, ding.
What do we have for you, Johnny?
Nice. Got 50 big bucks for you, Stan and Kenner. Good job.
All right, Corey.
Hang on, all right?
All right, buddy.
That's Stan in Kenner. He's not far from the Woodhouse. Transcontinental at West Esplanade, right near Kenner. Yeah, the Superdome roof, 10 acres. Isn't that insane? Think about somebody you know that has like a farm somewhere that's 10 acres. Like that girl I used to date's grandmother in Ames. It might have been 10 acres. That's the Superdome roof. I've been up on that roof, actually. It's pretty incredible, popping out the little hatch at the center of the roof, and it just slopes down. We only could go a few feet out from the center. It's too much of a slope. You need ropes. Coming right back. Don't move, anyone.
The Woodhouse Day Spa. 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Milwaukee Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignment, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spot. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City. Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian. Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxford, on Airline Highway at LeVar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Good job, Sean and Kenna, brah. I like that answer for the 42-acre roof, the convention center. You are 1 acre off. It's 41 acres, the convention center roof. That's a good trivia question for the future. I'll save that a year or so from now. You know, the convention center is massive. I think it's like 3 million square feet total and over 1 million square feet of exhibition space. And I want to say the world, like it's the 6th or 7th largest convention center by square footage in the United States. But I think it's the longest contiguous one. Like moving all those inner walls in, hall A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they can all be one big massive hall where you've got over 1 million square feet of space in a linear fashion, and no other convention center has that. And I guess that's why, from what I understand, the world record for fastest speed that an automobile has achieved indoors, the world's record for the fastest speed that an automobile has been driven indoors is at the Montreal Convention Center. I think it was an electric Porsche. I mean, you get up to top speed, but then that driver's like, dude, you got to brake so you don't crash into the back wall and die. I don't know if they have like a roll-up door at the back wall that's open. So the driver can, he's locking up the brakes essentially and trying to stop as close as possible. If he doesn't stop, he goes through the door out onto the loading dock for another few hundred feet or something. I don't know if that's the deal. Can't have a door open. But a Porsche, just like 2 years ago, set the world record for fastest a car has been driven indoors. And I think it was like 200 miles an hour in the Montreal Convention Center. Anyway, good job, Stan. And good job on the Superdome roof. Superdome roof, 10 acres. Which building has a 42-acre roof? So we got the Dome at 10 acres. The Convention Center has a 41-acre roof. There's another New Orleans building that has a 42-acre roof. Crazy. Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Now, Merrill in Ama picked up a Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate, and I'm guessing for him, the Kenner, the Metairie North Kenner location, West Esplanade to Transcontinental is probably the closest. Or maybe if he's going towards Baton Rouge, it's a little farther, but they have the Baton Rouge Woodhouse. Stan over there in Kennebra, same thing. Transcontinental West Esplanade. There's also another South Shore Woodhouse location, basically the flagship, Mid-City, Canal Street at Carrollton. 2 North Shore locations, Mandeville and Slidell. And like I said, Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. Tallest building in Louisiana. 766-9480. Which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which hotel in the region has the most rooms? That could be a trick question. Same answer. Who knows? Which building has a 10-acre roof? We got that one, the Superdome. Which New Orleans building has a 42-acre roof? It's building trivia. Building-oriented trivia. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse. Could be yours. A nice, healthy smoothie can be yours. Or maybe you want to gain weight. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want meal replacement. Maybe you want a snack like the Angel Food. Boy, is that good. And I think a fairly healthy snack. Now, they add turbinado, a little of that unrefined sugar. But sweetened strawberries, bananas. That's pretty much it. Pretty yummy. I get the Gladiator vanilla. You can get strawberry or chocolate Gladiator. 45 grams of protein. I get you pick 2, fruits or vegetables you want to put in it. I get bananas and unsweetened strawberries. And then you can add stuff like immune support, whatever. Now, not all Smoothie Kings are the same. I can tell you that. Far from it. Some claim they open at a certain hour and you'll drive by there and they're not open at that hour. They say they're open till this hour at night and they're closed. Or you go inside and there are 5 people waiting and there's one person behind the counter and they're setting up still. Yeah, not all Smoothie Kings are the same. Far from it. All different franchise owners. Jay and his dad have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. They own the Smoothie King on Jefferson Highway across from Oshner. And they own the Smoothie King Old Metairie location. Airline at LeBar, Airline by Causeway in that shopping center right there. Yeah, experience the best. Smoothie King Jefferson Highway across from Oxner. And Smoothie King Old Metairie, Airline at LeBar. Edition of the program. Heavy rain expected overnight. Like in about 3 or 4 hours, we should get rain going all the way overnight until tomorrow morning. Cold weather is a coming. It's like 60 right now. Tomorrow, 53 when we wake up. But tomorrow night, it'll be 38. So after that rain comes in, the temperature starts dropping. A cold front right on the tail end of that rain. Thursday, we wake up to 32. Friday, 31. Those are South Shore temperatures. That means North Shore in the 20s. The NOPD releases that February 6th, Thursday, about 5:10 in the afternoon. A police shooting, Poland Avenue at Claiborne at a traffic light. Jaquan Dominic, just 20, fleeing from police, trying to run over one cop, jumps the curb, drives away, and the police just unload on the vehicle, or he finally either hits another vehicle or a pole and stops, and he's arrested. He's in jail. He's in custody. 3 police shooting at the White Ultimate. Were the police justified in that shooting, in your opinion? You can check out the video, 468-26NOLA.com, or my Twitter, at Corey Johnson. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Miss Peach is at the controls. 766-9480. Hey, you got a king cake? Gotta try. I forgot the damn bakery I had one at Miss Peaches. It was incredible. You know those croissants with the almond? I mean, the sliced almonds and like the powdered sugar. You ever seen those croissants? You know, like at a high end bakery. This is a king cake, sort of like that. Like, but just the dough and the cinnamon. I don't know about you. I'm not a big cream filled king cake. Are you like? What do you like? Cream filled or plain Jane kind of?
It depends on the filled. You know, I've seen some like apple that was really good.
That's a good point.
But that type
That's a good point.
of king cake you're describing is a dong fong type king cake. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, of course I've had the dong fong. It's like dong fong, but it wasn't cream filled.
But they have.
They would just it would be the plain dong fong.
But yeah, fong does they do fill though. They have some that.
Yeah. Most of them now are filled from dong fong, which kind of disappointed me. I like the dough and the cinnamon and either the sugar or the frosting. That's just me.
Yeah.
But, you know, the trend the last 20, 30 years has been filled. They sell a lot more filled than plain. I mean, you go to Rouse's, they're like 20 filled flavors, you know, and then there's the plain. Like Corey likes.
Like plain is almost becoming out of style.
Plain's like it's almost like a joke, but I still think purists like it. I like it. Anyway, it was just dough with cinnamon and then thin sliced almonds and some. It had frosting, really, like the white, you know, not just sugar. But it was just really good. Really good. Yep. You got a king cake. I just have to try. Now, like I said, I like dough, cinnamon, and icing or sugar. I'm not into the cream fill, but this Peach has made a good point. Depends on what's the filling. If it's not a lot, it's something, you know, apple's sort of interesting with the cinnamon. Anyway, I told you about the worst, the Mackenzie's. Like, I do not recommend anyone trying that. But I grew up on that pathetic, horrible king cake. So about not every Mardi Gras, but every other one or so, I go grab one. I grabbed one about 3 weeks ago. Went to they're at Tasty Donuts, Tasty. And I went to the one over there across from the Rouse's on like Clearview and West Metairie. And it's unreal. I got a small hot chocolate, and they only have one size. I would say it's a little bigger than the original Mackenzie small, but probably not as big as the medium. And the hot chocolate in that king cake was $29. I'm like, this thing was gonna be like $12, $15 tops. King cake was like $24.95 for the crappy Mackenzie's king cake. It's just awful. But I grew up on it. I mean, you know how that goes, Miss Peach. I got a buddy. He's got a neighborhood Chinese joint that just sucks. But he gets like the General's chicken there. So like going on to like Trey Yen, he doesn't like the General chicken at Trey Yen. It's sort of like, basically he's like, we're going to Doris Metropolitan for a steak. And dude, I'm used to the steak at Western Sizzlin'. You know, I'm like, I hear you, but this is probably better. And I know you're used to that crappy joint by your house, the General's chicken, but the Tongcho chicken's better at Trey Yen. But anyway, I think you get used to what you know, good or bad, like that level. And I'm used to the crappy Mackenzie's king cake. So it's not my favorite. I'm telling you not to get it if you've never had it. Don't waste your time with it. It's awful. But I grew up on that pathetic thing. Yellow kind of dough, no cinnamon, and then just like the lazy sugar on top. Prove it, Miss Peaches. The pieces like at noon, 3, 6, and 9 that just had the little balls on the cherry. They eliminated that horrible piece. Horrible.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City, Bienvenue in Harahan, and Old School Deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches, Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxford, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite team, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
5 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Ford F-150, number one seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every year, all the time.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. To have that gutter, get on the phone. Get Audubon Gutters.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot. In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Cook of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
At Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City. New Orleans style top gumbo, served daily.
You must have had the jumbo.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Jumbo?
Sorry, I mean the gumbo I have.
Boy, that was a terrible 50th anniversary program. Not really Miss Peaches. I like little bits and pieces of it, but a lot of it was painful. I mean, there were some skits where Kevin Costner at one time was just like looking, he was just perplexed. He was like, what's going on? Like, he didn't look like he was enjoying himself. It was, I don't know why they just didn't show a bunch of old skits and have the people that were in them afterwards maybe talk about it or add something to that skit, like another 30 seconds with the actors who were in it. Just all the new skits and just, I don't know. I didn't think it was all that funny. And
You know who wasn't there was Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd wasn't there at all? Why not?
He wrote something on his
what?
on his ex or something about, wishing everyone well and wishing them a happy 50.
Wow.
But he didn't say why he
I
wasn't
wonder why he wasn't there.
Interesting. Yeah.
Have to figure that one out. There's got to be some, unless he was sick or he's not doing well, health issue, or there's some feud, which I've never heard of. Interesting. Hey, 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. I've got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Tallest building in Louisiana, 766-9480. Which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which hotel in the region has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which New Orleans building has a 42-acre roof? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you all the way till 6 o'clock. Heavy rain expected overnight, maybe starting around 8 o'clock, going till about 7 tomorrow morning. Like 10, 11 hours straight of rain. Some of it heavy, like a few inches could drop overnight. A few inches could drop overnight. So be aware of that. And then the temperatures start dropping. It's 60 right now. You go dine outside tonight. Eat outside tonight. But then, man, by Thursday morning, 32. Friday morning, 31. Serious. That's chilly. Phyllis joins us in New Orleans. What up, Phyllis? What a great name.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. That's a great old school name, Phyllis.
It sure is.
I don't know if there are many Phyllises being named that. You know, girls being born today and their parents name them Phyllis.
Not anymore. I don't think so.
I like it.
Well, thank you.
Do you have a nickname with Phyllis?
My family calls me Fee.
Fee. Nice.
Yes, my brother gave me that nickname.
Nice. What's happening, Phyllis?
Not too much. I think I can answer one of your questions.
Phyllis, fill us in on your knowledge.
The tallest building in New Orleans.
Yep.
Or in Louisiana. I think it's in New Orleans. I think it's One Shell Square, which is now known as Hancock Whitney.
Phyllis, you are correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Jolene?
I'm just going off of memory. I think it's 696 feet, a little under 700 feet tall.
I think I actually work in that building.
Nice. You work in One Shell Square, Hancock Whitney?
I do.
Which floor are you on? Or roughly, if you don't want to get specific.
Well, I'm almost at the top. I'm 4 floors from the top.
Wow, nice.
Where I'm at.
What an incredible view you must have from up there.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
How long have you been working up there, Phyllis?
25 years.
Do you still stare out the window sometime, or that's old and yesterday's news?
No, every chance I get, especially if it's about to rain, and I could just stare at the weather.
Wow. Unreal. Yeah, I mean, 4 floors from the top, I think it's 696 feet. You're probably about 650 feet in the air.
Yes, I would think so.
I remember when I was a kid, they had a football player, a guy in football gear, run through the window. And it was to show you that the windows, because they go from like the floor to the ceiling, right?
Correct.
People were kind of scared, like you could fall into the glass and fall to your death. And they're like, they had a football player, I guess it was like on a lower floor, and he ran like full speed and threw himself into the window with the helmet and the pads, and the window didn't budge.
Just to show. Well, that makes me feel safe now.
Yeah, you're very safe. You can lean up against the window, Phyllis, and enjoy the view. All right, I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse.
Awesome. I can use a massage, so that's perfect.
Hell yeah, at 650 feet, you get a little nervous sometimes. You need a massage.
I need a massage every day for sure.
I'm telling you, I could use one too. I think if I got like 10 or 20 massages in a row, they could still do more work.
Absolutely. Well, I love to listen to your show on the way home every day, so I enjoy it, and I'm so happy that I knew one of the questions.
Me too. And you work in the building. It doesn't get any better than that.
And I work in the building, correct.
Yep. Hey, Phyllis, hang on, all right?
Okay, thank you much. Good talking to you.
Good talking to you too. That's Phyllis in New Orleans. She works in the tallest building in Louisiana, the tallest building in New Orleans. Doesn't have the most floors though, 51. Place St. Charles right down the block has 53, I think. More floors, less height, shorter building. Good job, Phyllis. We're going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Don't go anywhere. Miss Peaches is going to get some info from you. Hey, the 5 o'clock power hour coming your way next. That's what Blue Boy's barking about. He's excited. He enjoys the 5 o'clock power hour. What's that, buddy? You got something to say? Is there a king cake that you got to try that you haven't had? You're hoping someone in the listening audience, viewing audience will fill us in on a king cake that you've got to try, Blue Boy? Wow. I hear you, buddy. And what the Mackenzie's king cake does suck. I hear you, buddy. We're coming right back.
With Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot. Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeVar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Ford F-150, number one seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Yeah, you, right, Crescent City and beyond, the 5 o'clock power hour coming your way on a Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining us. Boy, some heavy overnight rain expected. Supposed to start maybe around 8 tonight. And go till maybe 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. A few inches could come down. Some areas expecting to get like 2 to 3 inches. They're saying closer to the coast, more rain. Cold weathers are coming too. It's 60 right now. Go outside, dine outdoors tonight. Go to Lebanon's and eat outside. Go to Bayonne in the Quarter and eat in the courtyard. Go to Irene's in the Quarter and eat in the courtyard. Eat outside tonight. Maybe Clancy's has those tables going outside. That's another good outside joint. Or Le Petit Grocery on Magazine. Can't go wrong at any of these places. Lillette has outdoor dining right down the street. Yeah, get outside. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be 53. Not too bad. But tomorrow night, it'll be 38. Like, temperatures are going to drop tomorrow. And then Thursday, it'll be 32. Friday morning, 31. Some rain possibly on the weekend. Yeah, so get ready. You North Shore folks, temperatures are going to be, tomorrow night, you could be around freezing. Thursday morning, you'll wake up in the 20s. Friday morning, you'll wake up in the 20s. So you got to protect plants, pets, especially pets, pipes. Over there on the North Shore, will be around freezing, maybe a little below it for a little while on the South Shore. But some cold weather coming, rain, maybe over the weekend. We'll see. Anyway, get ready to bundle up. Hey, you got a king cake that I've got to try? You got a king cake that I absolutely have to try. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not big on the cream-filled king cakes. I kind of think that's sort of like a fake king cake, to be honest with you. I know if you're like 30 or 40 or under, you're like, what do you mean fake king cake, Corey? If you're 30 or under, the cream filled have always been around. If you're 40 or under, they probably started those when you're like 3, 4, 5 years old, probably like 30, 35 years ago. Hummus peaches? Close, huh? 25 plus for sure. Yep. I wonder who the first cream-filled king cake person was. That's a good trivia question. So somebody had to start that, like your boy on the West Bank with the turducken. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not like, hey man, I'm a purist. I don't like the cream-filled. I just don't. I think it sort of ceases being a king cake.
I like the old dough with cinnamon and frosting or sugar on top. But that doesn't mean don't tell me one that I've got to try. I told you about the worst one you do not need to try. Unless, like I was saying, these 30, 35-year-olds and under Miss Peaches don't know anything but a cream filled. You go above that, like 40, 45, 50 plus, they know about the crappy Mackenzie's King Cake. It's so bad. It's so bad, it's good. Like, I grew up on that thing, and I'm telling you it's bad. If you've never had one, don't go get one. But if you're like, well, boy, Corey, the Mackenzie's King Cake's still around. I remember that when I was a kid. Yeah, Tasty's has them. And we were just talking, Miss Peaches and I. She liked the piece at noon, 3, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. The one with the little balls and the cherry. Oh, I hated that piece. That piece pissed me off. But, you had a 1 in 4 chance of getting a baby. I mean, they always stuffed it in that piece. Am I lying?
It's so true.
It was never in a gold, green or purple piece with the sugar. Never. Never. It was always jammed in either noon, 3, 6 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. That's how the Mackenzies rolled. They at noon, they'd put this at the top of the king cakes, these little, what are those things called? Little sprinkles? Little round little kind of sprinkles. And then this like half a cherry that they just jam in there. And then they do a little bit of gold or purple and green, whatever order, purple, gold, green. And then they'd be at 3 o'clock, and 3 o'clock we get that crappy piece Miss Peaches likes with the little balls, and the cherry. And then they do purple, gold, and green. And then at 6 o'clock, straight down the bottom of the pot, king cake, and have that little piece with the balls. And then at 9 o'clock. So I guess you're getting like, those are 4 pieces and then 3 a dozen. You get about 16 pieces if you're cutting each one with the color of the sugar or that ball one with the cherry. Anyway, Mackenzie's, Miss Peaches, sorry to let you know, you have to go get little balls and a cherry because they stopped that part. All they do is the purple, green, and gold sugar around it. And it's horrible. And I get one about every 2 years. I got one about 3 weeks ago. It's funny. My neighbor, who's about 54, he's like, oh, dude, you're going to get one? I'd love a piece. Because we were joking how crappy it is. He goes, I'd love a piece. And he goes, and guess what? Next door, they're like 70. They love the Mackenzie's King Cake. So I literally went and bought one. And I took like 2 pieces of the sugar. I even cut like the bottom out and only ate like the top half of the dough and the sugar. It's just too doughy. I threw the bottom part of the dough away. And then I brought it to my neighbor. So there's this piece, it's a big chunk missing out of it, like 15%, 20% of it. He did the same thing, cut a couple of pieces, and then he brought like a little more than half to the neighbors next door, and they were freaking out. They loved it. So it worked out.
Was it slightly stale? Because it has to have that day-old bread texture.
This one was that's funny you say that. This one was normal. I was thinking about that. I was like, this thing could be stale.
You gotta get because that's what I remember as a kid too. For some reason, it had like that day-old bread texture, even if it was fresh. It was because it was chewy, I guess, and bready. But
they had the small one, and
yeah.
that one just came on like a piece of cardboard.
Yep.
And then they had a medium, and it was like on a little bigger piece, and then a large, and then the extra large had walls. The box had walls.
I remember that.
The rich kids would bring the big one with the walls. I'm like, damn. And I'd be begging my mom, like, not a small mom. There's 18 kids in the class. Where, we want a bigger one. I didn't want to be the kid with the crappiest king cake, So I think the best my mom would do is get like a medium. When the kid bred the large, your piece was like a big square. It was like 4 inches by 4 inches. Mine, you got about 1.5 inches by whatever, 3 inches wide. You got a little strip. You could just put it right in your mouth and eat it. It wasn't like a bite, and there was another side to it because my mom would get the medium.
I didn't like the green piece. So the green piece would make my teeth green.
Oh yeah, the green definitely would, more so than the gold or the purple. The green piece definitely made your teeth green. There was always a kid who rubbed it all over his teeth. I mean, that's a cavity coming. Here comes a cavity. Anyway, where What's a king cake that I've got to try somewhere in Metro New Orleans? 766-9480. If I like your answer, I'll take you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Speaking of, I've got a trio of trivia questions. That means I've got three $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. We'll call it making up for Valentine's Day. Now, not me. You screwing up and not getting her something righteous for Valentine's Day. Which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? 766-9480. 766-9480. Which hotel in the region has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which New Orleans building has a 42-acre roof? 42-acre roof. That's incredible. 766-9480. Miss Peach is fielding your phone calls. You got answers? I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. And if you got a king cake I got to try and I like your answer, I've got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. U.S. and Russia meet to discuss the Russian-Ukraine war. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Saudi Arabia. 2 things that stand out on this. I got no problem with the U.S. and Russia meeting and not Ukraine being there because Russia's the aggressor. You know, the Ukraine wants the war to stop. They never wanted it to begin. Russia proactively started the war. So talking with Russia is fine, but Ukraine's got to be involved, and Ukraine has to agree to the terms. And I don't know why already the Trump team has conceded some things. Okay, Ukraine's not joining NATO, and Ukraine's not going to get all their land back. Russia, you'll be able to keep some stuff. Like I'm thinking Donbass is going to go back to Ukraine under the Trump plan, but Crimea definitely will not go back to Ukraine. And I think Zelensky's like, all or nothing. And we're not signing anything. In the U.S., you can just back out. And you don't have to fund us anymore, give us any more weapons, and we'll go with the rest of Europe. And Europe's behind Ukraine. Europe's behind Ukraine. So we'll see where this goes. I just don't understand why the Trump administration would concede something before negotiations even started. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Milwaukee Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more. It's all more of the good things.
At Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton and Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monitor. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Carahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Thoughtful conversation, common sense. Corey Johnson.
With all due respect, Mr. Dennis, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your removed.
Live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
I said with all due respect.
Wow. You can say anything if you just claim it all due respect. Wow. Insult anybody. It is a Tuesday afternoon. You know my feeling on when someone says just saying, Miss Peaches, huh? They're either insulting you or they're lying. There's no other thing. It's those two things. They're either insulting you or they're lying. Oh, you really thought that top looked good, huh, Miss Peaches? You thought it matched your skirt, huh? Just saying. Yeah. It's like, oh, great. You just insulted me. Or, something. Hey, tomorrow I'll be flying on my private jet. Just saying, just like, yeah, you are just saying. Talking total crap. Anyway. Heavy overnight rain expected in a few hours, and then cold weather coming in. Tomorrow night, it'll be 38. Tomorrow morning, like 53. But then the temperature drops all day tomorrow. Thursday, 32. Friday, 31. Colder on the North Shore. Hey, you got a king cake that I just have to try? 766-9480. 766-9480 is the phone number to get involved. If I like the answer, I'll tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Speaking of, which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which hotel in the region has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which New Orleans building has a 42-acre roof? 766-9480. This Peach's rooms is like a yacht. Someone told me rooms is yachty.
Yes, because rooms, not rooms.
Oh, it's rooms.
And I actually had people from
right.
up north
correct
me because I would say, it's in the other room. And they looked at me and goes, what's a room? And I'm like, you know the room.
Which hotel has the most rooms?
Did you know it's also not a broom? It's a broom.
Yeah, I say broom, I guess. I might say broom.
Yeah.
I mean, they're more blatant ones like, S-U-R-E. I'm pretty sure the boat's going to hit the shore. Like you say them the same way, shore and shore. I'm pretty sure the boat's going to hit the shore. But yeah, room is room. It's room. And shore is sure.
Sure.
I'm sure he's in the room.
Not sure.
I'm pretty sure he's in the room sweeping with the broom. I'm sure he's in the room sweeping with the broom.
That's exactly right.
And that's my Uncle John, by the way, doing that. God, we got to move on. It's a yacht festival. That's a pretty good barometer. God, Lord, adding W's, John. I mean, my dad's brother is Uncle John. We would never call him, hi, Uncle John. Do you have the broom in the house? In the room? Yeah, we'd never call him Uncle John. He's Uncle John. And he just always is John, like Jawn. My brother John is named after Uncle John. That's how we would say it. There's no other way to say it. Yeah, my brother John's named after Uncle John. Wait, did you say your brother John is named after Uncle John? Yes. What's John's name? Johnson? No, John is his first name. That my brother John is named after John. I mean, it could be what you mean, Costello.
A bit.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You're telling me his name is John Johnson?
No. Yeah.
That was
it's not John Johnson. He's John Johnson, probably. I don't know. I don't know if he was John Johnson.
John Johnson.
I think it would be John Johnson. That's what it would be. So it'd be John. Not John. Yeah, my brother John is named after my Uncle John. And it's just I would never call my brother John either. Hi, John. Never. Now, like Bjorn Borg, the old tennis player, another brother's named Bjorn, Bjorn. But we yatify that a little bit over time. Like I'll just say Bjorn. Like the R goes away. Yeah, Bjorn. He's like, yeah, Bjorn, going to the shore. Yeah. We yatify even the Swedish Bjorn. But I would never say Bjorn Borg. I'd never say Bjorn Borg. I'd say Bjorn Borg. I would emphasize the R, Bjorn Borg. But my brother, I guess if I'm introduced, I would say it's Bjorn. But on the golf course, Bjorn, great shot. Bjorn, where do you want to go to dinner? So it's like be on. I should call him be off. I never thought about that because sometimes we disagree. I may have to start calling that. Oh, it's be off now. He's not be on. He ain't on. He's off. Way off. That's a good one, Miss Peaches. I'm going to go with that in the future when my brother and I disagree. Hey, no one should be disagreeing about this. It's simple. Why would you ever or even consider going somewhere else for gutters for your home or business but Audubon Gutters? New Orleans own Audubon Gutters for over 33 years, since the early 90s. Drew and his family, Drew and his crew will take care of you just like they took care of me back in October. New gutters on my house, new downspouts, all of it. Plus, the new gutters featured the Leaf Guard system. I'll never, ever have to pay someone to get on a ladder and clean my gutters ever again. And with that oak tree I planted a few years ago that is growing so fast, it now is taller than the roof of my house. Those oak tree leaves going on the roof, they're not going to get caught in the gutters because the Audubon gutters that I got installed have the Leaf Guard system. They are the Gulf South's largest, most experienced gutter installation company. They're appropriately named Audubon Gutters because that's all they do, gutters. They don't do paint. They don't do roofs. They don't do siding. They don't do windows. AudubonGutters.com. AudubonGutters.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which hotel in the region has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which New Orleans building has a 42-acre roof? We already got the Superdome with a 10-acre roof. Should I be saying roof? 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 And someone called saying 42-acre roof, the convention center. Convention center is a 41-acre roof. Pretty damn close. That was a great guess. We tightened them up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Do the same for you. 766-9480. Which hotel has the most rooms in New Orleans? Which hotel has the most rooms in the region? Which New Orleans building has a 42-acre roof? 766-9480. Also, I need some help. You got a king cake that I just have to try that you're like, this king cake is so damn good. 766-9480. Now, I'm kind of old school, I guess, traditional. I just like the dough, the cinnamon, and like sugar or icing. I'm not into the cream-filled king cakes. Never have been. I'm not saying they're not real or authentic king cakes. They obviously are. But it's not the traditional king cake that was around for decades and decades and decades. They were usually like a cinnamon dough with sugar or icing on top, and that was pretty much a king cake. And then 25, 30 years ago, someone stuffed it, they pulled the turducken gimmick. They put the cream in the inside, and it was a hit. It was a hit. I would venture to say, just by the sheer number of flavors, and I guess there's some people, if there are 100 people making king cakes in Metro New Orleans, probably north of that. Let's just call it 100, and I think it's north of that. What, maybe 5 don't have a cream filled, and 95 of the 100 have a cream filled, and maybe 5 of the cream filled out of the 95 don't have a plain Jane one, just dough, cinnamon, and icing, but most do. Most do. Most have a plain Jane, and then they've got a lot of a lot of cream filled. Rouse's has like 20 flavors. So I'd venture to say, guessing, more cream filled king cakes are sold than the standard dough, cinnamon, and icing or sugar king cake. So I'm the one that's, the traditionalist, living in the past, whatever. I'm not a big fan of the cream filled. I just don't think it's really a king cake. It starts to be something else. And there are some king cakes folks claim it's like a king cake, and they're not very king cake-like at all. They don't taste like a king cake. They don't look like a king cake. They're like a good little sugary treat, maybe, like something that the bakery made, but I don't know if you'd call it a king cake, but they call it a king cake. Boy, New Orleans and the bakeries. We have so many damn good bakeries. Just local little hole-in-the-wall places, standalones. You got the big boys like Gambino's and what's the other one? What's the one on Jefferson Highway? Gambino's, right? No, Rendezvous is a king cake. It's a bakery. Going blank. That's so sad. Gambino's is on Veterans. Down by Don's Seafood, in between like Transcontinental and Clearview. And Haydell's is on Jefferson. That's another good one. Miss Peaches, you go in these places, it's just hard not to get, you're going to get a little piece of king cake, maybe you're going to get a donut, you're going to get a brownie, you're going to get a chocolate chip cookie. Just hard to not buy crap at a good local bakery.
Is it wrong to say that I'm already sick of king cake?
Yes. No, it's not wrong. I said yes.
No.
Like, yes, it's wrong.
Yes, it's wrong.
No, it's not wrong. Yes, you can be sick of king cake.
One of my other jobs, someone's always bringing in king cake. So I've had king cake a lot recently, and they all were fantastic. I didn't really have a piece and say, oh, this is just terrible.
Right.
They're all great. And it's like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. My old neighborhood, Maple Street, where my vet is, chiropractors across the street, they got that bakery at like Maple and Adams, and it closed, and then a new bakery came in. And the old bakery was like, it was really nice. And they had the wood floors, old uptown house, paintings on the wall and the cases. The new people came in, all white tile, white walls, tile going up the wall, just very French-looking bakery. And I actually have a video I posted on Twitter. I shot the cases, and there's just so much good stuff in there. And literally, I went in 2 Saturdays in a row. And the first Saturday, I got a little pecan pie, a mini pecan pie, which was friggin' outstanding. I got 2 chocolate chip cookies that were, like big as the little mini pecan pie, like 4 inches across, and they're just loaded with chocolate chip cookies and just so the cookie was heavy. And then I got a brownie, which was even heavier. The brownie was unreal. And then I couldn't help myself, Miss Peaches. I ended up going to 2 neighbors. It's like the Mackenzie Skin Cake. I pawned stuff off to people. Look, I'll cut where my teeth start. Like I had a brownie with a teeth bite out of it. And I cut it in half and gave my neighbor like that. He was happy to have it. And then I ended with a cinnamon roll. And the cinnamon roll was like about 6 inches by 6 inches round. Just a wrapped, you take a little piece, it's like 3 inches long with the icing. And this is just unreal. But I realized, I'm like, Corey, you've got 4,000 calories worth of crap. Like, just too much, I would have had a sugar cone. Seriously, I would have been like nauseated. Hey, eat the brownie, which was like heavy. Eat the 2 chocolate chip cookies. Eat the pecan pie. Eat the cinnamon roll, Exactly. Can you say diabetes? So then, anyway, I go back the next week, and they were out of pecan pie. I was like, thank you. And the girl behind the counter looks at me like, what? And then I got a brownie, a single chocolate chip cookie, and the cinnamon roll again. And they had this probably this Saturday. They have this. It's $8.50 for a slice of cake, but it's about 2 inches wide and about 6 inches long, and it's about 3 inches tall, and it is a chocolate mousse cake. It's chocolate mousse with icing on top. And I'm just like, what the hell is that? I just saw those sign chocolate mousse cake, and I'm asking them anyway because I want to hear them just describe it to me. It's chocolate mousse cake. And they started like, and I almost got it last Saturday, like, Corey, you're shooting for diabetes, as you were saying. But maybe this Saturday I'm going to get that. But I got to figure out who I'm going to share that thing with, because I will eat the entire chocolate mousse cake. That's the problem. Yeah, really good stuff. That's a great bakery there, Maple at Adams. They closed that PJ's after 40 years next door. Yeah, the original one, because the damn the street has stopped business, has slowed down business. No, that's where New Orleans sucks, A buddy of mine owned Manali's, and he's like, it crushed us when they were redoing Napoleon. We survived, but it crushed us. That's just not fair. And then I remember that Italian gelato place on Oak Street off Carrollton. It was about like the second address. You got like that old bank building on the right. If you're facing Oak towards the river, you got the coffee shop and the bank building on the left. The bank building on the right with like the Thai food or the nail salon or whatever. The building behind that was this Italian gelato place that just kicked ass. And they redid Oak Street for a year, and it knocked them out of business. I mean, it's like City of New Orleans. I'm just making up the numbers. Maybe they went and got a $50,000 loan, and then maybe they put up like 20 grand of their own money, and they invested in all this equipment that they're paying, $1 for. And after the city puts them out of business, they're selling to some gelato Italian joint in Ohio, and they got to ship it to them. And they're getting 25 cents for the dollar. And it's a year-old Italian stainless steel gelato maker, whatever. I'm just making crap up. Just putting them out of business because you're redoing the street instead of redoing it in like 60 days. It's taking a year. It's just wrong. It's just not right. Screwing people over like that, putting people out of business. That PJ's, the original 40 years on Maple Street, is no longer. I don't remember that PJ's not being there. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Hey, you beelining across the causeway, heading to the North Shore? Why don't you fire in a to-go order at Trey-In? You know the drill, curbside delivery. They walk it right out to your car. Tough to beat Trey-In. And I always say this, the Long brothers embrace our seafood bounty. Trey-In, some of the best Chinese cuisine anywhere, is one of the Metro New Orleans area's best seafood restaurants. I know that's a strong comment. We got a lot of great seafood restaurants. Trey-In's one of them. They're in Mandeville at the foot of the causeway. Tonight for dinner, why don't you make it Trey-In in Mandeville? Hey, Miss Peaches, Trey-In in Mandeville. Freaky.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frame. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Milwaukee Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. Get Audubon Gutters.
You're listening to The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. What's wrong with you?
Immediately regret this decision.
Every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Got some trivia questions. Which hotel in New Orleans has the most rooms? 766-9480. Which hotel in the region has the most rooms? Might be the same answer. 766-9480. Which New Orleans building has a 42-acre roof? 766-9480. And I'm looking for a king cake that I've just got to try, like your favorite. What king cake do I have to go try? 766-9480. A king cake that's special. 766-9480. I guess I'm a traditionalist or old school or whatever. I like dough, cinnamon, and icing or sugar on top. Just dough, cinnamon, icing, or sugar. That's me. I'm not into the cream filled, but like Miss Peaches said last hour, like it depends on what the cream filling is. She had one that was apple and it was outstanding. So maybe there's a cream filled like Corey. You got to try it. I know you don't like the cream filled, but you got to try this cream filled because it kicks butt. I told you about the worst a few weeks ago. If you've never had it, do not go get it. Tasty Donuts still has the Mackenzie's, the original Mackenzie's recipe. The only difference is that noon, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock piece on the old Mackenzie's with the little balls and the half a cherry piece. They don't have that anymore. It's just sugar, purple, green, and gold sugar, kind of a yellowy dough, no cinnamon. The absolute worst king cake ever. But if you're like 40, 45 plus, you grew up on that bad boy. And I mean bad boy in a literal way, not like cool. He's a bad boy in a good way. Sean Payton, he's a bad boy coach. Yeah, he's a good coach. Mackenzie's that bad boy king cake. No, bad. Bad boy is bad. Like not good. Don't want to eat it. But growing up on it, you kind of are used to it. So about every other Mardi Gras, I'll go to a drive-through Tasties and get that king cake. I did it about 3 weeks ago. I was talking to some neighbors one night about it. We were all joking about it. I called Tasties that night. They were closed. I'm like, I'm going tomorrow morning. And I did. Went over there and grabbed one. A small hot chocolate and a Mackenzie's king cake, one size, like medium, like the old school medium. And it was $29. Don't you love Miss Peaches? I think it's Burger King. Like they have like a small and medium drink, not a large, or a medium and a large, not a small. It's like, wait. You can't have a medium and a large and not a small. You have like a small and a large. There's medium and large. What do you mean medium and large? There's no small? I mean, it's two things. I mean, if it was I'm supposed to imagine what the small would be like. The medium's bigger than the small that you don't have. It seems like small and large. You got 3, small, medium, large. You got 4, small, medium, large, extra large, or extra small, medium, whatever. Anyway, I love the medium and large. I'm like, well, I want the small. We don't have a small. Why do you have a medium? There has to be some point of reference for the medium. Anyway, it's like an old school Mackenzie's medium king cake. They have one size at Tasties. And it was awful. And it was $29. But my friend was like, I loved it too. So I brought it to him and he's like, dude, my neighbors love it. They're like 70 and they love it. So I bring it to him and there's like a big piece missing. He takes a big piece out of it and he gives it to the neighbors. I guess it looked like a C at that time. And they were so grateful for that Mackenzie's king cake. But two things. A, I'm not going back to get another one this Mardi Gras season because I had it. And B, I won't be going back next year. It's like an every other year, maybe every third year thing. Just takes me back to my childhood for a few minutes when I'm munching on it. And then after I have a few pieces, I'm like, boy, this thing's terrible. It's kind of like a Krispy Kreme donut. Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme, Miss Peaches? Sure. The Krispy Kreme donut, that first one, is there anything better in the world? Yeah, it's like the greatest. Now, the second one is like half as good. And then the third one, you're like, I'm starting to like this. And then you get into a fourth one, you're like, this is gross. I'm not enjoying this at all. I don't know what it is. The Krispy Kreme donut just goes straight down. It's the same damn donut. I guess it's just eating that much sugar, I guess. It's that much sugar because they coat it. I'd like to just get under the little roller thing because, a lot goes in the hole and spills over the side and then they reuse it, I'd like to just get my face coated, open the mouth and just have some of that squirt in. Krispy Kremes are good. Now, I'm a weirdo, Miss Peaches. I like them better room temperature. Like when I go to Smoothie King, Smoothie King. When I go to Krispy Kreme, I'm like, can I get those two just room temperature? You know? Anyway. Oh boy. It's been bakery talk, donut talk, king cake talk. Yeah, I'm looking for a great king cake. You got one for me? 766-9480. If I like the answer, I'll give you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Hey, Art and Eyes on Magazine is a high-end eyewear shop. If you wear prescription lenses, prescription glasses, or you want a great pair of sunglasses, go to Art and Eyes on Magazine. Now, I say this in a positive way. Name brands you've never heard of, because the name brands you grew up that you like I loved Revo and Persol out of Italy and Ray-Ban out of the United States. None of it's out of Italy or the United States. Oakley. All those brands now are under the Luxottica label, and they're terrible. It's Chinese garbage. The quality of Revo, Persol, Ray-Ban, Oakley, nowhere near what it was a generation ago, because this big Chinese mob conglomerate, they buy up everything. They tried to buy up Maui Jim, which makes a pretty good sunglass. They tried to buy them, and Maui Jim said, we're not for sale. And Luxottica said, then we're going to pull you out of all the stores we have, which is like Sears Optical, Sunglass Hut, all these eyewear shops in malls. They'll be competitors in the mall. They're both owned by Luxottica, you know? So you can go get that stuff everybody else has, the throwaway stuff. Or you can get stuff that's super high quality, lifetime purchase over at Art and Eyes. Now, they've got some frames. I'm not kidding you. Just the frames. You haven't even purchased the prescription lenses yet. $500, $700, $1,000 on up. And then they've got a basket that's full of frames on the counter. Like 150 frames are in there that range in price, like let's say $300, $500, $700, $1,000 on up. All of those frames are absolutely free. All you pay for is your prescription lenses. All you pay for are the prescription lenses. You can get some frames that were $800, $900. Now, Art and Eyes, they'll have about 50 different brands in there, names, brands you've never heard of. Right away, you're going to notice the quality, how good they are. And some sort of look-alike, two different brands, but one of them's a hot seller and the other one wasn't. Star, who owns it, along with her husband, Paul, they'll go through the store about every 3 months or so, and they'll just pick frames off the shelf that, hey, they've been here too long. I'm tired of looking at those. And they'll put them in a basket. Some of these are $700, $800, $1,000, made in Japan, Germany, Europe, United States, super high quality. All you pay for is the prescription lenses. Art and Eyes on Magazine, price points for everybody. Art and Eyes on Magazine. So the Tuesday afternoon edition of the program, expecting heavy rain in a couple of hours throughout overnight into early morning, maybe 6, 7 a.m. It'll stop. Cold weather's coming, a cold front following the rain. Tomorrow morning we'll wake up, it'll be 53. By tomorrow night, it'll be 38. Ouch. Right now, 60 degrees, like outdoor dining, like at Katie's in Mid-City. Go to Katie's in Mid-City right now for dinner and dine outside while you still can. Iberville, corner Tallahassee. Big portions, great for sharing. A taste of New Orleans. New Orleans specialties, old school. As New Orleans as it gets. Katie's in Mid-City.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Lamar Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models, and it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamar Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignment, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been for us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Every day, this program on radio, on TV, on YouTube, brought to you by the Lamar Automotive Complex, home of the #1 Lincoln dealership in the state, home of the big store, Lamarck Ford, for over 45 years. If you own a business and need a commercial van, truck, or SUV, Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway has you covered. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra and Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park and his son Ronnie Jr. truly bridging the gap. They're on the lake side of the parish and they're on the river side of the parish. Convenient. Heavy overnight rain expected in a couple of hours through early morning. Tomorrow we wake up, it's 53. It'll be a little coolish, cold. And then it just gets colder all day. By tomorrow night, it'll be 38. 32 Thursday morning, 31 Friday morning. Those are South Shore temperatures. Even colder on the North Shore, obviously. U.S.-Russia meeting to discuss the Russian-Ukraine war. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, his counterpart from Russia, meeting in Saudi Arabia. Zelensky in Ukraine's right. Guys, y'all can negotiate all day. Go for it. I'm glad you're doing it. We have to agree. Ukraine, we're going to have to agree to the terms. And when the U.S., when Trump team's already conceding, Ukraine's not going to join NATO and Ukraine's not going to get all their territory back, I think those are non-starters for Zelensky in Ukraine. He's like, we're on the path to joining NATO right now from NATO European members. We want to stay on that path. And yeah, we want the Donbass region and we want Crimea back too. And my guess is the Trump team will be like, no NATO, and the Russians give Donbass back, but they keep Crimea, and Zelensky's going to say no, and he should. And then Zelensky's going to say, hey, United States, thanks for the negotiation. We don't agree to the terms. And then the United States is going to be like, we're going to stop funding you. And Zelensky will say, fine. And he's going to go to Europe and say, you guys need to step up. He wants an all-European army, like not NATO, a European army. And I think that's an interesting topic that shouldn't just be dismissed. But the rest of Europe gets what's going on in Ukraine. Could Poland be next? Some of these other satellite nations that were once part of the Soviet Union, is Putin going to have some, crazy ambition to go into one of those? So, yeah, I don't get why the Trump team, I'm a great deal maker. I get deals done. Why he would say NATO's off the, page and Ukraine getting all their territories off the page. The negotiations haven't even started. Why would you concede things before the negotiations even start? Trump's team should have been like, NATO membership, and we want everything back. And then Russia counters. Instead, the needle's already been moved, and Ukraine's not going to go for it. They want everything back. They want everything back. It's as simple as that. And they want to join NATO. And they should be able to join NATO. Hey, we're already into the new year. Like in February already. Crazy. What's that, Blue Boy? The king cake joint? Let's see. Do we get an answer, Miss Peaches? Pretty Funky Treats. Pretty Funky Treats is the name of the place. I'll find out where it's located, but that king cake was badass with the sliced almonds on the top and the sugar, the icing.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.